Good morning. My name is David Yaski. I have the privilege to serve as the Dean here at Pace Law School. Before we begin our commencement program, I would like to ask Kaylee Eckhart to come forward, and please stay standing if you will. Kaylee Eckhart, please come forward to sing for us the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, thank you, Kaylee. She also serves as the front person for the student-faculty band, the recess appointments, which I strongly encourage. Yeah, there you go. I see we got some fans there. You should follow them on Twitter so you get to see next time they play. I recommend it. Well, before we proceed with the remainder of the ceremony, I want to acknowledge some of the, first of all, please sit down. Yes, there we go. I'm pretty sure you'll be more comfortable that way. I would like to acknowledge some of the people who are here with us today. First, a belated Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers who are here today. Last year we did this on Mother's Day, so there you go. I am blessed to have a wonderful mother, as are my two daughters, so I think it's entirely appropriate. We'll make it a week-long thing. Beyond mothers, please, let's take a moment to recognize, and graduates, I think we should take a moment, I'm sure you take many moments, to thank all of the family, whether here today or not, who have helped you get to this point. The parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, children, aunts, uncles, cousins. We all know how valuable, how indispensable, really, your support has been to our graduates. So please join me, graduates, in thanking the families. I'd also like to introduce you to some of my colleagues who are here today. We have the leadership of Pace University with us. Pace University President Stephen Friedman is here. The chair of the Pace University Board of Trustees, Mark Beska. Our university provost, Uday Sukatme. We also, we will hear more about and from him later on. I just want to make a personal recognition of the presence of our commencement speaker and his family. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Preet Bharara, is here along. I'm really pleased that his family is with us as well today. For lawyers like myself who value and have spent time in public service, Really, there are, as you get older, you have fewer and fewer heroes because you see more of them in their full glory. And our U.S. Attorney remains, for me, one of the true heroes on the legal landscape today, fearlessly ensuring that everyone plays by the rules, which is the core of what keeps our society together. And it's just a personal thrill for me to be able to share the stage with him today. I also want to mention, speaking of public service, I want to just, on a more somber note, acknowledge the fact that Al Del Bello passed yesterday. Al was, of course, the county supervisor of Westchester for many years. Served as lieutenant governor, was a partner in one of our leading law firms here in Westchester, and there a partner with the co-chair of our Board of Visitors, Al Donnellan, truly exemplified what a lawyer is supposed to be in his or her community. And so I would like to just have a moment of silence in honor of his passing. Thank you. I won't introduce them all by name because we want to get to the main event, but we have virtually all really, of our faculty here today. I know that all of you, my colleagues, share my great pride in this extraordinary class of graduates. It is remarkable how much this law school and this class of graduates has accomplished in a short time. Pace Law School is a mere 39 years old. Our graduates are partners at many of the biggest firms, general counsel of major corporations, leaders in government, and of course on the bench. And graduates, you are about to join this impressive and remarkable group. You are an accomplished group already yourselves. You came here 3 or 4 years ago from more than 100 colleges. You hail from 19 different states. You represent 38 different undergraduate majors before you came here. And you also came with a broad array of work experience and graduate school backgrounds. And now you are lawyers. You have developed the skills and acquired knowledge that will enable you to help an entrepreneur sell her business, help an accident victim get the compensation that he deserves, help an inventor or an artist protect the value of her creations, help a developer navigate a complex series of zoning regulations, or help a community make sure that developer is a good neighbor. Lawyers can resolve every possible kind of dispute, and better yet, they head off disputes so that everyone is better off. And when you go out and do those things, you will be part of one of the great creations of humankind, truly, the rule of law. For all the lawyer jokes and all the questions swirling about the future of the profession and are there too many lawyers, and without doubt, our profession is at a moment of rapid change. But it is inarguable that the need for lawyers and for lawyering is greater than ever. The two great engines of change, technology and globalization, create enormous need for the skills that you have learned here. Just as technology creates new industries and remakes old ones, it means that regulations must change faster than ever, which in turn means that businesses must rely more than ever on lawyers with good training and sound judgment. And as our economic system spreads throughout the globe, U.S.-style legal systems must inevitably follow. Indeed, the U.S. legal system has been for decades and remains one of our core competitive advantages. In fact, it is now a leading export industry as we export lawyering throughout the globe. So with that, all that great change comes great opportunity for you as lawyers. And as you seize those opportunities, I hope that you will stay closely connected with us, your PACE family. Tell us about your successes so we can trumpet them. That's good for you, and it's good for the law school, which is also good for you. And as you chart your way toward those successes, call on us. The faculty, the staff here are committed to your success far past today. So those are my parting words of guidance, but mostly graduates, the class of 2015, I want to give you my sincerest congratulations. And now Patrick Carroll and Justin Fung, our 2015 class speakers, will come forward to provide their remarks.
So, which one of us should go first?
I'll go first. Yeah, people know I don't like talking a lot, so I have a little thing prepared.
Well, as long as I can reserve 2 minutes for rebuttal, I guess I'm okay with this.
There you go.
Is that a napkin? All right, how about we do something a little more substantial than that? Look, I drafted something up myself. It's not too long. How about I just go first?
Whoa. Hold on. This is a speech, not a dissertation. And talking about environmental here.
It's recycled.
All right. You know what, let's just do this together. Here. You go first.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow graduates, family and friends, distinguished guests, United States Attorney, Mr. Preet Bharara. Thank you very much for being here today, sir. And of course, our honorable academic adjudicators. Thank you very much for being here today, sharing this very special moment. And thank you in advance for staying awake for the next 10 to 12 minutes.
To our family, friends, and loved ones, many of whom came a long way to see this, thank you for being here and sharing this beautiful and tremendous occasion with us. None of us would be here without the support we've received from all of you. Let's give them a round of applause.
To the faculty and staff at Pace, you tried your hardest, but we're still standing. No, but seriously, we want to extend a very sincere thank you to you. You put out a tremendous amount of effort and hard work, long, patient hours, to enable us to be here today. And now, as a result, we stand here not only as your former students, but as lawyers. So let's give them a round of applause.
And to our fellow graduates, who are you? I don't recognize any of you. I mean, am I at the right graduation here? I just have a lot of feelings. Look at all of us at the end of our journey in our matching Sister Act robes and our black stop sign hats. Can you believe it's been 3 years? 4 if you were really bold. And here we are for one last time, seated according to a seating chart.
Wow, that long, huh? Where'd the time go? More importantly, perhaps, how'd we get here? You know, many of us may have came to law school knowing exactly what we wanted. I have always had a passion for environmental issues, so environmental law was always a natural fit for me, especially here at Pace. But I know many of you also have a fire that you came here to stoke. The ambitions run the gamut: criminal justice, international diplomacy, human health, and family law.
Of course, some of the graduates here today also came into law school knowing that they wanted to practice law, but not knowing exactly what they wanted to do. You know, through a little trial and error, get it? And with the support and guidance of the faculty and staff of this school, all of us were able to find that niche of law that really spoke to us individually. Maybe we didn't have a passion to start, but we sure as hell do have one now. Entertainment law, commercial transactions, energy law, patents, copyrights, the diversity here is incredible.
And PACE is full of passionate community advocates seeking to improve their world. And no matter what drives us, specifically as individuals, that's why we're here. That's what unites us. And we need to always remember that, since it's hard to know where you're going unless you know where you've been. But now's about a time to look ahead, to carry the wonderful experiences that we've shared here and the cherished memories with us wherever we go.
Like that first day we all sat around in the moot courtroom for orientation, wide-eyed in anticipation of the years to come, not knowing exactly what we were getting into.
And all the long hours that we spent in the library or the study room or just chained to our desks, reading page after page of giant textbooks.
All the coffee we drank.
Don't forget all the beer either.
How about that first time when we heard our name called in class and having 100 eyes turn to you? That infamous cold call. I bet you guys really enjoyed that. The look of terror in our eyes. We all had prepared answers, but as soon as we opened our mouths, it just came out as a pile of mush. I think sometimes you guys enjoyed it a little too much. All right, who do we have here today?
Well, hold on a sec. I think I have just the thing. A seating chart?
All right, let's see. Professor Fishman, is it? What are the facts of Kirksey v. Kirksey?
The dog ate my briefs.
So you didn't? Did you do your readings?
I left my kid.
You didn't do the readings. You didn't do the briefs.
I
You-
had
you-
to take my grandmother to the hospital.
So hold on. You came to my graduation unprepared. Unbelievable.
And let's see. Professor Humbuck. Whose Monet was it really?
Great. What else can we remember? Hold on, let me consult my brief here. How about all the law societies we participated in?
All the clinics, the externships, all the masterful judges and attorneys and alums that we were fortunate enough to meet.
How about Chauncey Walker's billion parking emails? What, is he here? No, Chauncey Walker wanted to be here today, but he's in the garage looking for cracks right now. So.
All those late nights we pulled writing papers or just procrastinating on Netflix.
Wait, what do you mean procrastinating on Netflix? Everyone knows it was sleep, study, or Netflix. Choose two.
You mean choose one?
True. Speaking of studying, we all remember each time we sat down for a final exam with butterflies in our stomachs, wondering how we could possibly survive it, and wondering why exam 4 hadn't upgraded to exam 5 yet. But hey, look around you. We made it out just fine.
And now it's time for us to head out into the world. And as we've mentioned, many of us have sought a legal education as a means to improve our community in the best way that we found possible. And the world like that needs people like this, especially in light of the recent tragedies that we faced, even during our time here at PACE. The Boston bombings, the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings immediately come to mind. We also face long-term and growing impacts from global climate change. These are no longer distant threats, but become more and more visible with each passing year. And it only takes a moment, turn on the news, to see the lethal and devastating manifestations of social inequality. Sadly, these issues will not just go away. Fortunately, neither will we. And that's because questions beg to be answered. Because you cannot have a resolution without a solution, and we will not rest until we find it. We are society's problem solvers, and as such, we help define the world that we want to live in. That is our call to action. And while the future might be unknown, it's ours to create. It's ours to protect. It might seem like a tall order, but I've had the opportunity to work with many of you, to struggle with you, to grow with you throughout our time here at Pace. I do not hesitate for a moment when I say that I have never been more proud or more humble to call you all my colleagues, my friends, my family.
And while we prepare to go out into the world and make a difference, we know how to approach the task. Would any of us say that the last few years were the easiest years of our lives? Not a chance. It's been 2, 3, 4 years of challenge and backbreaking work. And all of us had so many chances to say enough, and there wouldn't have been any shame in doing so. But yet here we are, after all this time, on the verge of venturing forth and, as Pat eloquently said, helping define the type of world we live in. We are here because we have persistence. We've all gone through the spectrum of emotions in our time as law students. Ecstatic, devastated, bored, overwhelmed, upbeat, beat down, energized, exhausted. But we pushed through all of that because determination and passion has brought us out here today. And I implore you, or to be more official about it, I guess, I submit to you, take that passion and determination with you wherever you go. Whether it be prosecution, defense, policy making, nonprofit, environmental, the entertainment industry, real estate, every other field of law we will occupy. As a former president of the United States once said, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Now, for those of you wondering, that president was Calvin Coolidge. And yes, Jesse Canner, I may be Canadian, but I know who Calvin Coolidge is. America. So remember the passion and persistence that allowed you to succeed in our academic endeavors here at Pace. That tenacity, that unwillingness to stop. Take that with you wherever you go. And when you're out with your friends and family later celebrating, celebrate just how far it's gotten us.
I too have a quote from a president, Abraham Lincoln. If you are resolutely determined to make a lawyer of yourself, the thing is more than half done already. After 3 years going through law school, I'm not sure quite how honest good old Honest Abe was with that one. But either way, we have made lawyers of ourselves. And today is proof of that beyond a reasonable doubt. And as Justin said, this is a time to celebrate. So what do you say? Let's get this thing going. Thank you.
Reese Witherspoon could not have done it better. And I appreciate the Rocky thing at the beginning, just because I spend all year thinking that my cultural references, none of the students here understand them, but apparently the fact that they're from before they were born doesn't necessarily matter. I now thank you, Justin and Patrick, truly. That was, all the buildup was worth the payoff, and I mean that. The payoff was worth it. Now, please, Fazl Al-Turki will deliver remarks on behalf of the graduating students from our graduate programs.
Thank you. Good morning, President Friedman, Dean Yaski, members of Board of Trustees, U.S. Attorney Bahara, fellow students and guests. I would like to start by thanking all of the people who were the reason for my own and my fellow graduates' success. A special thanks to our parents, families, spouses, and friends who played a very important role in supporting us during our study at Pace Law School. Today, Pace Law School is embarking on a new tradition of hearing from one of international postgraduate students. I'm deeply honored to have the privilege of speaking on behalf of all the international students at Pace Law School. I would like to thank Dean Yaski, associate deans, directors, faculty, and staff for giving me the opportunity to deliver a few remarks at the Pace Law School 37th Annual Commencement. Pace Law School has had a long and proud record of educating lawyers for the Master of Laws and the Doctor of Juridical Science degree. Alumni can be found in countries all over the world. Today, we are proud to receive our LLM and SJD degrees. Our graduate degrees provide us not only with the tools to thrive in this world, but also with the ability to have an impact on it. For the time we receive our admission letters and began communicating with the friendly and helpful Deborah Zeff. Thank you, Deborah. We have all faced challenges in our path to graduation. For most of us, English is our second language, and so we had to work extra hard in order to be academically successful. Faced with the struggle of my doctoral dissertation, I can still hear the word of my advisor and mentor, Professor Nick Robinson. Thank you, Professor, who encouraged me to maintain a consistent effort, work hard, and be patient, just like I run a marathon, in order to achieve my goal. This is also something that all international students needed to keep in mind in order to reach their goals. Earning a law degree was only one aspect of the time we spent studying at this fine law school. We also learn a lot from our experience of meeting and having discussions on legal topics with students of many different nationalities and faiths. This gives us an opportunity to challenge our assumption and re-examine our own way of thinking. Our characters and personalities have matured as we learn from our new friends and classmates, as well as our law professors and ever-friendly and helpful staff at Pace Law School. Our legal education has taught us how to think critically, dream big, and accomplish anything we put our mind to. It has given us confidence in ourselves and the ability to put a new knowledge and good uses for society. It has taught us to be independent. Today, we live in a multicultural world and share our laws as a foundation for our good relations. The diversity of our students' body has strengthened our respect for each other. As an open-minded adult, capable of living together without compromising our own identities and values. In short, our postgraduate legal studies have prepared us for life. We all have potential to do great things with our legal knowledge and education. Through Pace Law School, we have acquired the skills and knowledge to become leaders who will make a difference in our countries and in our global society. It's not enough to dream for a better world. Let us take those dreams and turn them into reality Let's start now. Thank you.
Thank you, Fazl. And now, I would like to ask Chair Beska, President Friedman to come forward, and our commencement speaker, U.S. Attorney Barara, to stand and to receive your honorary degree. Right here.
Good morning. I have the honor of presenting the Honorable Preet Bharara as a candidate for the degree of Doctors of Law honoris causa.
Now, our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Dean Anderson, will you read the citation?
You, Preet Bharara, United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, have a commitment to justice that inspires us all. You received an A.B. in government from Harvard College in 1990, magna cum laude, and a J.D. from Columbia Law School in 1993, where you were a member of the Columbia Law Review. Before your appointment as United States Attorney, you had a distinguished career as an Assistant U.S. Attorney in the Southern District, and then as Chief Counsel and Staff Director of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee's Subcommittee on Administrative Oversight and the Courts. As an AUSA, you prosecuted cases involving organized crime, racketeering, securities fraud, money laundering, narcotics trafficking, and other crimes. You distinguished yourself with the use of investigatory tools that would, upon your subsequent appointment as U.S. Attorney, lead to the largest fine ever obtained in an insider trading case. During your tenure with the Senate Judiciary Committee, you helped lead the committee's investigation into the firing of United States attorneys, seeking to protect the administration of justice from undue political influence. President Barack Obama nominated you to become the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York on May 15, 2009, and the United States Senate unanimously confirmed you. Since your appointment as United States Attorney, you have advocated for, quote, the building of an ethical culture that becomes self-sustaining, unquote, in the financial sector and in government. You have backed these powerful words with equally inspiring and courageous actions. Under your leadership, the Office of the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District has acted energetically to promote institutional accountability in financial institutions. These decisions impact not just New Yorkers, but all Americans and even those beyond America's borders. You have been unafraid to use federal statutory authority to prosecute government fraud without regard to political affiliation. You have also taken a strong stand against terrorists and arms traffickers, noting that as national security threats come from all corners of the globe, the long arm of the law has to get even longer. Your tenure as U.S. Attorney has given force to the precept that all stand equally before the law and that justice does not favor the wealthy or powerful. For your many professional accomplishments, your dedication to the legal profession and administration of justice, your inspiring example to others both within and outside the legal profession, Pace University is honored to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto.
As authorized by the Board of Trustees of Pace University, I confer upon you, Preet Bharara, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto.
Thank you very much. Just one question before I start. Where's My Eye of the Tiger music? I really like that song. Dean Yaskey, distinguished faculty, proud parents, family, friends, and graduates, congratulations to the class of 2015. You have a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be proud of. So I want to add my congratulations to everyone else's. I am honored beyond words to receive, not only just to be asked to speak here, but to receive that honorary degree. Let me say two things about that, and it was quite a citation. One, I want to return some words of kindness to the Dean, David Yaskey, who I've known for some time. He has had himself an exemplary and impressive and remarkable career in public service, spanning all kinds of jobs, and now as an administrator and an educator. One of those prior jobs, I'm sure many of you know, was as the commissioner of the Taxi and Limousine Commission in New York City. And so one of the reasons I'm happy to get this honorary degree is I think back to all the times I got into the back seat of a New York City cab and I heard the voice, "Hi, I'm David Yaskey." This award totally makes up for all of those times. Not totally, but mostly makes up for those times. In seriousness, you were very lucky to have a dean of such distinction and who cares so much about public service and will for the rest of his career. More seriously, as honored as I am to accept the honorary degree, all the accolades I get and the accomplishments for which I was cited, those are a result of two groups of people. One, my family, many of whom are here today, and second, from the remarkable public servants who serve in my office. I've learned a couple of things in my 6 or so years of doing this job, and that is, and you should take a page from this, if you hire people and surround yourself with people who are smarter and better than you and have better judgment, you can get a lot of awards. Always remember that you never got to where you have gotten by yourself, that it takes a team, and in my case, it's the career people, the staff, the prosecutors, the agents that we work with who have caused us to have the kind of achievement and success we have in the Southern District of New York. So thank you again. It's a special privilege to come to Pace Law School, as many of you know, but maybe some of the family members don't know. We have a long-standing special relationship with Pace. Many students here participate in our summer internship program, as well as work at my office during the fall and spring semester. So I want to give a special shout out to the graduates present here today who worked at the Southern District of New York. Congratulations to Joe Fortunato, Debbie Robbins, Marley Strauss, Susan Papakostas, Isaias Pedraza, Griffin Kenyon, Christina Casarella, and Eddie Chang. Congratulations and thanks for the free labor, which I think was legal at the time it was rendered. So here we are, all dressed up on a Sunday morning. At this point, you have spent years successfully devoted to the study of law and earned your degree. I didn't do any of that and I got a degree, but that being, if you learn anything, you've learned about, I think, the power of the law in this country. And some of the earlier speakers made reference to this. And it's not just its power occasionally to put you to sleep, or its power sometimes to infuriate you. Rather, I trust that you have come to appreciate the law's majesty and power as, among other things, an embodiment of American values and as a source of American greatness. So as we sit here this morning, reminders of the power of the law are all around us. And I don't just mean the power that I have as U.S. Attorney to subpoena and wiretap all of you, though I do have that power. It might be tempting to say that the power of the law knows no bounds, but that would be false, because the law doesn't really tell you everything, because the law is not an end in itself, and because the law has inherent limits. So on the eve of joining this still noble profession, as you move from the classroom to the courtroom and transition from academia to actual practice, you should bear in mind that the law is merely an instrument. To come alive, or to mean something, or to help real human beings, the law requires the guiding hands of great lawyers. Because now, more than ever, on issues of national and global consequence, the qualities of the greatest lawyers are badly in need. What might those qualities be? I'm not talking about the ability to rapidly research legal questions or cut a witness to ribbons on cross-examination or put together a billion-dollar leveraged buyout overnight. That may signify great lawyering, but it doesn't necessarily, to my mind, signify a great lawyer. In my view, lawyers in the grand tradition have the following special qualities, which typically exist in uneasy tension, but which the truly great lawyer can hold in easy balance. Respect for our democratic institutions, but also a yearning for their improvement, a penchant for passionate advocacy, but also an appreciation for moderation, skill in being an adversary without being an enemy, the wisdom to learn and understand both sides of an issue, and the ability to view all parties, whether victims or witnesses or criminal defendants, always as human beings with dignity and self-worth. A noted lawyer from some time ago had similar advice, though perhaps more succinct, for a new judge. That lawyer was Abraham Lincoln, who's a popular person to quote at commencement ceremonies. And this was his advice to judges. When you have a case between neighbors before you, listen well to all the evidence, stripping yourself of all prejudice, if you have any, and throwing away, if you can, all technical law knowledge. Hear the lawyers make their arguments as patiently as you can, and after the evidence and the lawyers' arguments are through, then stop one moment and ask yourself, what is the justice in this case? And let that sense of justice be your decision. Law is nothing else but the best reason of wise men applied for the ages to the transactions and business of mankind. That was Lincoln. And I think to this day it is that idealism matched to skill and judgment that needs to be brought to bear on our most difficult challenges today, perhaps more difficult than a dispute between neighbors. We all have our share of those problems, as you'll agree, in this country and around the world. To be sure, we've always had daunting challenges in America, but many problems do seem somehow more massive, more magnified, more menacing. Some of those problems I know about firsthand as U.S. Attorney. There was a time before Faisal Shahzad in Times Square, and the Tsarnaev brothers in Boston, when we did not have to worry, in this country at least, that terrorists might be homegrown rather than foreign-based. There was a time before Bernard Madoff when we measured fraud by the million rather than by the billion. There was a time before the financial meltdown when we did not have to fret that the failure of a single company might send the entire economy into a tailspin. And there was a time before the cyber hacks of late when industry and government did not have to fear their systems being cracked and crippled 24/7. Those days are no more, and there are other problems still. We have corrosive corruption in our state capital. We have poison by prescription throughout the country. We have violent gangs, corporations lacking in courage and conscience, and maniacs who massacre young children as they sit in school. We have hatred and injustice. We have discrimination and intolerance. We have too much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, too much deterioration in our infrastructure, too much red tape in our government, and too much gridlock in our Congress. Now, I have spent some time painting maybe a rather bleak picture of the state of affairs that you graduates are inheriting from the older generation. But what can I say? Your parents have screwed up a lot of stuff. My point is only to describe why we need so badly to revive the tradition of lawyers as solvers of problems, as one of the student speakers said, and as voices for progress. It is often suggested by cynics that one person cannot make much of a difference. But just consider how much power even one lawyer can exert if one chooses to make a difference and not just a living. One lawyer, armed with courage and a well-drafted complaint, can reverse a long-standing government abuse or bring a misbehaving industry to its knees. One lawyer, armed with a searching mind and an obsession for truth, can exonerate an innocent man falsely charged. One lawyer, armed with an idea and a vision for justice, can plant the seeds of a long-lasting movement for reform, and one lawyer, motivated by conscience, guided by principle, and empowered by training, can set an example for a generation of future lawyers. The potential power of a law degree is, I believe, unmatched in American society. The power of your degree gives you a degree of power that few possess, fewer know how to use, and fewer still know how to put to good purpose. People spend their entire lives waiting for the opportunity to do something meaningful, to make a difference in the world. For so many people, too many people, that moment never comes. Lawyers, simply by virtue of their degree, have that opportunity every single day. But, and here's a newsflash, there has still long been dubiousness about lawyers and what they are capable of contributing. Let me end with a quick story. Almost a century and a half ago, after a young man recovered from his third wound suffered in the Civil War, he decided finally to pursue a path in the law. As the story goes, the young man was nervous about it and nervous about telling his father, who was an accomplished medical doctor, about his decision. And so he screwed up the confidence to go talk to his dad, who was working in his study, to advise him of his decision. And the young man announced to his father, "I'm going to law school." The father, as the story goes, looked up from his desk, surveyed his son, and said, quote, "What's the use of that? A lawyer can't be a great man." It turns out that young man was Oliver Wendell Holmes. And so, as Justice Holmes himself would often recount, he spent much of his life trying to prove his own father wrong, that a lawyer could indeed be a great person. And I hope that all of you will do your part also to defy the skeptics who malign the profession. And I hope you will always remember something else too. It's something well expressed by Ralph Waldo Emerson, although often mistakenly attributed to Justice Holmes. And it's this: what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And so I hope that what lies within all of you, as great lawyers and good citizens, is an inclination towards courage, a bias towards justice, an aversion to apathy, and an appetite for challenge. It will take all of those qualities and more to forge the better world that we all want, and perhaps, and as a side benefit, to raise up the reputation of our still noble profession. Please make the most of it. I congratulate you on your achievement. The world waits for your arrival, and the country craves your contribution. Thank you and good luck.
Provost Sukabme, do not sit down, please. Come forward. I know the provost has a presentation to make.
Thank you very much, Dean Yaski. I'd like to request Professor John Nolan to join me at the podium. John R. Nolan has served on the Pace Law School faculty for over 25 years. He has established an outstanding international reputation in the scholarship and practice of land use, sustainable development, and climate change. His pioneering textbook, entitled Land Use and Sustainable Development Law, is widely used. He founded the Land Use Law Center in 1993 as an innovative approach for involving PACE law students in externships, while providing legal services to local governments regarding sustainable development in the Hudson Valley region and beyond. Since 2001, he has also been a visiting professor at Yale University in the School of Forestry and Environmental Studies, where he supervises PACE students who are joint degree candidates. Professor Nolan's scholarship has consisted of developing comprehensive frameworks for both local environmental law and sustainable development law. These fields did not exist when he joined PACE in 1988, but today they are established areas of legal study and practice. Professor Nolan has served as the James Hopkins Professor for 2 years, from 2009 to 2011, and the Charles Fruhoff Research Professor of Law for 4 academic years. He received the Richard Ottinger Faculty Achievement Award in 1999 and the Goethel Prize for Faculty Scholarship in 2006. Today, in recognition of his distinguished scholarship, teaching, and service, he receives Pace University's highest honor as Distinguished Professor. Please join me in congratulating Distinguished Professor John Nolan.
Thank you. And, students, that is an award that's conferred by the university on a professor, not necessarily law school, but a professor somewhere in the university who has made extraordinary contributions. It's not a common thing. We don't do it it does not happen every year here at the law school. So it's a great honor for Professor Nolan, and well deserved. We now have a couple of students, or a few students who have earned special recognition. Lee Ellis is here. Well, of course she's here. Lee Ashley Ellis, I see. Please come up. And every year the faculty selects, I with the faculty select a student to receive the Dean's Award for extraordinary service to the law school community, both scholarly and beyond. Lee, we have selected you to receive this award this year. Congratulations. And I would like now Christina Kozacek to come up. Christina is known to one and all among the students, and family. Christina is the president of our Student Bar Association and all-around person of impact. You are presenting these, yes.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry. And congratulations. Each year, the graduating class votes for 4 awards to recognize people in the PACE community who have touched their lives. It is my honor as Student Bar Association President to present the following awards to these deserved individuals. First is our Adolf Homburger Humanitarian Award. Adolf Homburger was a professor and a scholar. This award exemplifies the ideals he attempted to impart: commitment and character, spirit and patience, warmth and modesty, and devotion to careful scholarship. These ideals are the qualities that characterize the recipient of the Adolf Homburger Humanitarian Award. It is my pleasure to present the 2015 Adolf Homburger Humanitarian Award to Bianca Francois. Bianca, please come forward and accept your award. Congratulations. Our next award is the Barbara Salkin Outstanding Professor of the Year Award. Each year, the graduating class selects a full-time and an adjunct professor to receive the Barbara Salkin Award for Outstanding Professor of the Year. These faculty members are chosen in memory of the late Barbara Salkin, who was a beloved professor who embodied the qualities that this year's recipients demonstrate: outstanding contribution to the academic development of the law school and the personal development of students. These professors have proven themselves to be skilled educators, committed to law students and future lawyers. Some comments from students regarding this year's full-time professor. I vote this professor because he makes an effort to remember his students and stay in contact with them, and he is extremely interested in the subjects he teaches, making his students equally interested in the subjects. This professor should receive the Barbara Salkin Award for Outstanding Full-Time Faculty Member because not only is he a caring and outstanding professor in the classroom, but he truly cares about his students and goes above and beyond to help ensure their success in the legal profession. This professor has been my professor as well as a mentor to me during my time in law school. Not only does he have an incredible knowledge of land use and property law and a prolific writing career, but he is down-to-earth, approachable, and humble. One of the most remarkable things is that I have seen firsthand how patient and interested he is in every student. He sees the different strengths every person brings to the table and finds a way to work with them to bring out their best. It is my pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the Barbara Salkin Outstanding Professor of the Year Award is Professor John Nolan. Professor Nolan, please come forward. The class also voted an adjunct professor recipient of this award. Students commented, "This professor has been the most understanding professor that I've taken at law school." I would highly nominate this professor for not only being a great professor, but the best professor I've had during my time at Pace Law School. I have learned a substantial amount of practice skills through his instruction skills, which are not taught in the typical law school setting. The way this professor conducts himself in class is professional and engaging, allowing students to express their opinions while giving them the insight they need to succeed at practicing as a practicing attorney. This professor has and will likely remain the best instructor I have had in my law career, and hope he is recognized for his outstanding instruction. It is my pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the Barbara Salkin Outstanding Professor of the Year Award is Professor Elin Schulman. Our next award is the Outstanding Staff Member Award. The Outstanding Staff Member Award is presented to one or more members of the administration who have helped make the life of law students easier, who have been responsive to their needs and issues, and who exemplified the characteristics of professionalism and warmth that define our student-centered community. Some student comments about this staff member were, she deserves appreciation. It's the most appropriate coming from the students. She has made all of our lives so much easier. She is a great asset to our moot court and mock trial teams and our oral advocacy program in general. Without her support, our moot court and mock trial teams wouldn't be as successful. Thank you. This year's Outstanding Development Award is presented to Loretta Musil. Loretta, please come forward to accept your award. Congratulations to all the winners and to the class of 2015.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Christina. Characteristically well done. And I'd like now to call forward our university president, Stephen Friedman. We are extraordinarily fortunate here at the law school and throughout Pace University to have the leadership of President Friedman. The U.S. Attorney and I worked for the same boss, not at the same time since he's much younger, but and we've each worked for a number of extraordinary leaders, and I can say I've worked for none finer than President Friedman. President.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Dean Yaski. Chairman Beska, trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, family, friends, and most of all, the great class of 2015. My congratulations as well. What a wonderful day this is. Even the weather is cooperating. I know that I'm not the first person to congratulate you, and I know I won't be the last. But I can say that with 35 years of law practice in a firm in government and as general counsel, and 3 years as dean of this really wonderful law school, I know full well what you've been through for the past 3 years and what lies ahead of you. You've worked very hard, you've made personal and financial sacrifices, and you've earned every single compliment you received today. We are really very, very proud of you. For the families and friends who are here, we share your pride in your sons and daughters, your husbands and wives, your brothers and sisters, your friends, significant others who are graduating today. We're honored to share this milestone with you as well. This commencement ceremony takes place on an historic day in legal history. On this date, 61 years ago, the Supreme Court handed down its decision in Brown versus Board of Education, ruling that racial segregation in public schools violates the Equal Protection Clause. It was truly the first step in a seismic social change in America. It was the result of a lawsuit brought and shaped by lawyers and a decision by lawyers serving on the highest court of this country. So why is that important to you on this day, 61 years later? It's important, I think, because it's emblematic of the central place that law and lawyers have played since the founding of the American Republic. Brown is a dramatic example of the complex role of law in American society. Law finds its way into every corner of our lives. Lawyers play a central role in law enforcement, in defending individual rights, in defending against intrusive and inappropriate government action, and in redressing wrongs committed by private citizens. Your opportunity to participate in that process is a huge opportunity for you to contribute to the creation and the maintenance of a good society. It's a wonderful opportunity for public service, whether in government, in a nonprofit, or in a private business. It is a really great pleasure for me to welcome you into this noble profession precisely because it performs the kind of central function that our commencement speaker described. Perhaps one day you will use your legal skills to change American history. But even if you don't, you certainly will change the course of people's lives through the passion and through the focus that you bring to the practice of law. We really are truly honored today to welcome a man who has displayed passion and focus for the greater good throughout his career. Preet Bharara has protected, changed, and enhanced the course of many people's lives. He is today having a major effect on the ethical standards of politicians and government leaders throughout the country and financial institutions throughout the whole world. We are so pleased to welcome him to the family of Pace University. You know, Mr. Bharara, that makes you an alumnus of Pace University, and that puts you on the list of our development office. I am, however, prepared to enter into a deferred solicitation agreement with you. In a real sense, being a lawyer is always all about helping people, whether they are poor, middle class, or affluent. The essential act of helping is the same. Whether they are companies or individuals, or the people of the state of New York or of the United States. Lawyers can change their clients' lives for the better through advice, guidance, and skilled representation. Lawyers enhance society by upholding the rule of law, guarding our liberties, fighting for fairness, and providing a skilled voice to those who need it. New opportunities await you in new and growing areas such as technology, immigration, healthcare, energy, intellectual property, cyber law, the list goes on and on. The need for lawyers to provide wise counsel will only increase as our economy continues to grow and become more innovative. Your legal skills, your passion for your work, and your integrity will put you in the middle of endless opportunities that require the creation of new law and existing in new industries. Some skills and knowledge that were cutting edge 10 years ago are almost obsolete now. So I've got to tell you that your legal education does not end with this day. In a sense, it's just beginning. Lifelong learning is the indispensable tool for success in this technology-driven, knowledge-based economy. To thrive in this environment, you need to constantly update your knowledge and your skills to meet emerging challenges. So as you become experts, don't let your expertise in one area keep you fixed in one place. The more you know about the world, the deeper you plunge into it, the more opportunities will open for you. As those opportunities present themselves, let me leave you with just 2 pieces of advice. First, love the practice of law more than you love the idea of becoming a partner in a law firm or a judge. Love the journey more than the goal. And if you do, the goal will take care of itself. I promise, and you will be surprised. Second, be brave. Be brave as new opportunities present themselves. Do not be afraid to venture into new areas or new roles. If law school and law practice mean anything, they mean that you have the capacity to master new substantive areas and take on new roles. Your capacity for analysis and critical thinking are transferable skills. Do not be afraid of failing. If an opportunity seems exciting and promising, seize it. Don't be concerned that it's different from what most of your classmates are doing. It will open whole new career pathways for you. So as you move on to the next phase of your life, remember what you have learned here, the people you met here, and the experiences you shared here. And remember that your Pace Law School family is as proud of you today as anyone here with us. Return to Pace Law School often, support future generations of Pace Law students, men and women who will one day sit exactly where you are sitting and will be thinking probably exactly what you are thinking at this moment. Congratulations, enjoy this day. My warmest wishes go with you. Thank you.
President Friedman, I ask to not even sit down because now it is my honor on behalf of the law school and my privilege to present to you the class of 2015.
Chairman Beska, President Friedman, and Dean Yaski, I have the honor to present the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science. Faisal Khalid Al-Turki, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies and Doctor of Juridical Science in Environmental Law. I now have the honor to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws. Neda Gurmala Al-Ghamdi, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies, cum laude. Noor Obadallah Al-Ghamdi, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Macarena Isabel Alvarez Mancilla, Master of Laws in Environmental Law. Mariana Andrea Delgado Cepili, Master of Laws in Environmental Law, cum laude. Oscar Hassan Centeno Celic, Master of Laws in Environmental Law, cum laude. Felipe da Silva Diaz, Master of Laws in Environmental Law. Mary Elizabeth Desmond, Master of Laws in Environmental Law, summa cum laude. Xiaotao Sophie Dong, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Victor Manuel Esteche, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Feng Ling, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Luis Arthur Fernandez, Master of Laws in Environmental Law. Bani Kohar Harahap, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Mai Kemochi, Master of Laws in Environmental Law, summa cum laude. Simon Klaus Kiesar, Master of Laws in Environmental Law, summa cum laude. Lucia Martinez Maroto, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies, magna cum laude. Janina Stasun Morera, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies. Jean-Marie Carter Orisma, Master of Laws in Comparative Legal Studies.
Chairman Beska, President Friedman, Dean Yaski, I'm pleased to announce the candidates for Juris Doctor. Cody Alongi. Jonathan Arthur Alvarez, cum laude. Karen Diana Anzalone, JD MBA with Pace University, Lubin School of Business, magna cum laude. Joan O'Connor Archer, magna cum laude. Jasmine Nicole Archer. Michael Sean Armstrong. John Z. Astorita, cum laude. Ricky Bahar, cum laude. David Banyan. Lauren Barron, magna cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Verona Benjamin, magna cum laude. Jessica Lynn Bizignano, cum laude. April Louise Booker. Donato John Calero. Patrick Francis Carroll, summa cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Christina M. Casarella, cum laude. Larissa Castro, cum laude. Edmund Chang, cum laude. Graham Robert Chapman. Gregory Choi, certificate in international law. James Choi. Megan Adair Colligan, JD MS with Bard College's Bard Center for Environmental Policy, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Nicole Ann Collins. Raphael Corabon, certificate in environmental law. Seth Kotler. Christopher James Serold, cum laude, certificate in international law. Julie Lynn Cross. Talisha Cumberbatch. Alexandra Kumela. Victoria Diane Cunningham. Olivia Darius. John Anthony Darminio. David DeBerdinis, certificate in environmental law. Gloria Djelavic, cum laude, certificate in international law. Eka Duck, certificate in international law. Kaylee Shannon Eckhart, magna cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Lee Ellis, cum laude. Siham K. El Malik, cum laude, certificate in international law. Anna Vivian Escalante. Luis Daniel Felix, cum laude. Mari Francis Figueiredo, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Kira Fitzpatrick, cum laude. Joseph Anthony Fortunato, magna cum laude. Bianca Mayari Francois, certificate in international law. Justin Jonathan Fung, summa cum laude. Samantha Lynn Garrison. Jacob Dylan Gash. Jagajagevsky, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. I did it. George Boutros Haddad. Tara Marie Hamilton, cum laude. Mothi Han, certificate in international law.
Great job today.
Jasmine Marie Haspel. Catherine Marie Hatt, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Robert Hertman. Cassia Ray Horvitz, cum laude. Lisa Marie Huffman. Amanda Mariam Ibrahim. Stephen Paul Illians. Caroline Irvin, certificate in environmental law, certificate in international law. Rania Jabri. Suad Isa Jamal. Edward Raymond Johannes, certificate in international law. Jesse Morris Cantor, magna cum laude. David James Kenny, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Griffin Cook Kenyon, cum laude. Marissa Rose Kerner. Samantha Koff, summa cum laude. Christina Amelia Kozacek, cum laude. Patrick James Lanciati, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Jonathan Scott Lasser, cum laude. Gina T. Ladon. Ellen Liang. Kyle Aaron Light. Woo! Naima Livingston. Fationa Mamo. Julissa Ann Medina. Christopher J. Menahan, summa cum laude. Alexia Michaels, certificate in international law. Nicole Maraglia. Sean Ariel P. Montalvo. Lauren Ashley Montiel. Kristen Marie Motel, magna cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Christy Lynn Muirhead. Arthur Joseph Muller III, magna cum laude. Christine Marie Murphy. Elizabeth Rose Musselman, magna cum laude. Sumir Nath, cum laude. Kelly Nishkawa, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Frank James Noriega, certificate in environmental law, certificate in international law. Darylyn U. Octave. Esma Onal, cum laude, certificate in international law. Jennifer J. Pacheco. That was Jennifer? Where's Matthew? Oh. Matthew Gerard Palmer. Susan Ann Papacostas, cum laude. Anthony Gerard Papetti, summa cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Carmen Catherine Parra, certificate in environmental law. Isaias Luis Pedreza. Catherine Michelle Pena, cum laude. Michelle Jessica Piantendosi, certificate in international law. Justin Allen Pfeiffer. Samir Prabhu Pongshe, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Selena Rahman. Matthew Joseph Reno. Christina Marie Riggio, cum laude. Deborah Lynn Robbins, cum laude. Michelle Natasha Robinson, cum laude. Martha Megalis Rodriguez Cabal, certificate in international law. Nancy H. Rogowski. Eric Richard Roth, cum laude, certificate in environmental law. Ricky Lee Ruddy. Anthony Joseph Ruggieri, magna cum laude. Agatha Doris Rosinski, cum laude. Alexandra M. Santo. Alexandra Scarduzio. Courtney Elise Snyder, cum laude. Kirsten Marie Schremek. Elliot Stephen Shubin. Michael Joseph Segredo, certificate in international law. Where's Amanda? Amanda Lynn Szynski. Gino Cisnowski. faith. Samantha Elizabeth Stahl, Certificate in Environmental Law. Anne Marie Stepankik, cum laude. Marley Cadis Strauss, cum laude. Danielle Brittany Sullivan, cum laude. Rachel Ann Sullivan, Certificate in International Law. Joyce Ann Sweeney. Kevin Patrick Sylvester. Matthew David Trauner, cum laude. Diana Ustin. Jeffrey Paul Valasser, cum laude. Sean Dustin Wagner. Paul A. Wugman. Alexandra Zugaro, cum laude.
You still have your voice.
Shake that hand. Oh, that guy. Look at that guy right there.
Please, everyone, one more round of applause for the class of 2015. And all the friends and family, you don't clap, but you deserve your own round of applause for joining us on this warm but lovely and beautiful and inspiring day. There are drinks and refreshments in the courtyard. I hope you will join us. Congratulations, 2015. Go forth and do good.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Before we go. Those board members always get in the way. But today I have to say I have the best job at Pace University, and that is to confer your degrees. So let's get on with the formality, and then we can celebrate. So here we go. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Pace University and the Regents of the State of New York, I confer upon each of you, as approved by the Dean and faculty of the School of Law, the appropriate degree and course with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereunto. Now you can celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mark. Yep. Yeah, the formalities always do control in the end. So congratulations again, and please join us in the courtyard.